Justice League Unlimited issue 17. This is the start of the new arc. This is post KO. So much like we've tried some other books that we'd previously dropped for the start of their new arc. In some cases they had new teams. In some cases it was just a new arc. But this is a new arc on Justice League Unlimited issue 17. And it's obviously Mark Waid writing. And we have... who's it on the art?
Clayton Henry.
That is a Clayton Henry. Joe, I saw Henry on the cover there and I was like, is it him? Because I was like, I don't notice the forehead's being too bad. So
he
credit.
had the opportunity to give Red Tornado the biggest forehead.
I know.
And he didn't. So I'm proud of Clayton Henry for dialing it down. Because I would say, while not like, I think of course it's not Dan Mora that we've had on this book, right?
Oh yeah.
I like his character designs. They all look really good,
There's been, some strong artists on this book. As much as we've had some misgivings about actually enjoying the story, it just kind of feels like it's, in the past, it's been like just patching in like events and crossovers as opposed to having its own thing. And this kind of falls into that a little bit in that it's doing some post-KO cleanup. And I appreciate them going out of their way to explain, since apparently everyone does remember KO, that I also think it's kind of silly that the world just kind of like magically fixes itself. Like all the apocalyptic land goes away and like the regular world just restores. And I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess Superman did this with these like, he's, it feels weird to call it a wish, but like his, I had to fix everything moment. But
yeah.
It feels silly to have them actually be watching on monitors as like land is reshaping and like,
Because you would think the way that Superman was able to do this with the Heart of Apocalypse, they would have just blinked and they would have been back into the real world.
And no one would have remembered. Right? The fact that the civilians might even be able to remember that they had to be evacuated and shit just feels so weird to me.
Yes, because I understand like the superheroes remembering, right? Them going through it and Superman being like, well, we can't forget this because, if you forget your history, you're doomed to repeat it. I could see them playing that type of stuff off. But yeah, them watching on the monitors, Blue Beetle, the land coming back like it's like a wipe fade, like this way. Super, super weird, but it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, this is mostly a cleanup issue where it's kind of like saying, okay, all the heroes are back from KO, the tournament's over. Batman and Wonder Woman give a speech to everyone saying, hey, like Superman's gone, but he's not dead. We know he's not dead, and we know he'll be back, so we continue on, and we do this, blah, blah, blah. But the actual thing that it's setting up, right, to get past all this, just kind of cleaning up the KO stuff, it's more about the villains. And we get a tease at the start, of course, but we'll ignore that for now. In the middle, there's a distress call because in Keystone City, a couple of the villains that were meant to be transported back to their cells ended up in the city instead, and in this case, Tar Pit and Girder. And basically, who is it? It's Stargirl, Kid Flash, as in Wallace, and Airwave who go to deal with them. But the twist here is that they're actually helping hold up the highway that's going to collapse. They're saving people. And the heroes like sort of like try and stop them, thinking they're doing something bad, and then afterwards get chewed out. Where Tar Pit's like, this was going to be the end of everything. This like KO thing was going to kill everyone. Don't you think we'd also want to help for that? And we didn't even ask us. You just tried to put us in a box. And I'm like, okay, that's an interesting tactic to take here.
I think this is like, yeah, we did bad things, but we still have families. So if this was the last thing we got to do, we didn't even get to say goodbye to our people.
Yeah.
And you took that decision from us, and I was like, "Oh, okay, Wade, you're throwing some interesting concepts out."
It's a nice idea. It's a nice idea. Although to counter that, there was a moment that really pissed me off, where it basically just summed up how stupid the event was. Where someone says, "Yes, KO is over. The Tournament of Champions is done," but it turns out that was only the prequel to the real fight that's still coming. And I'm like, oh, that's just comic books 101. I was like, yeah, this event was not the be-all, end-all. The next event, though, that's going to be the be-all, end-all. That made me roll my eyes so hard. Anyway, this stuff with the villains, it actually lands quite well. Batman and Wonder Woman are watching on the monitors, and they're like, And you can sort of see Wonder Woman looking a little bit compassionate, whereas Batman's grimacing as he always does. I thought that was a nice choice in the art. And it leads to this idea that Wonder Woman wants to do something bold. She wants to enact something. And I will give some credit here. I did like that Wade wrote multiple times here, Batman admitting that he cannot make this choice, and he's not refusing to do it. He's simply saying that I am biased, and I know that I will never make this choice fairly. Right? I need other people. I need, Shazam here and Diana to talk and like give me the opinions here. But basically, it's like, hey, if these villains are going to be useful later on and they want to redeem themselves, and the whole idea of the Phantom Zone now is to offer them a chance of redemption, they go and speak to Mon-El about it, then do we... Now, I do think it's maybe a bit of a stretch to just give them full unlimited Justice League access with a membership card. That feels like a little bit of a leap.
Well, especially to Lex.
I know.
Because he won until... Doomsday Time Trapper enacted the I get to do what I want rule and gave all of his energy to Superman to bring Superman back. So like the maniac who actually won the tournament is not somebody I'm giving unlimited Justice League access to.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think that's a bit of a leap, but I do like the idea of like, okay, why don't we like give them some freedom, give them some probation, and the idea is that when there's something like that they might want to actually help us with, because the entire world, like, because not all the villains want to destroy the world and kill everyone. Some of them just want to steal stuff. Some of them just want to be rich.
Yeah,
they're not evil. So I'm okay with that idea. So but giving them like membership feels really strange to me, and that's what the opening tease, because Lex is one of the ones that shows up and says, "Hey, me and Giganta are here to save you," and it's like, okay, that's interesting, I guess. Yeah. It's not entirely original. Lex has been on the Justice League before. We did that in the New 52, so it's not even been that long, relatively speaking. But hey, it's something. No. I have a question though, Matt, that I would like to ask you. Well, two things. One, I don't know if it makes sense to me that they're sort of like bundling Harley Quinn in with the rest of the villains, given she's been kind of like more of an anti-hero for like a long time now.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, because she was in that page where they're all getting their membership cards. That was a bit odd. Especially since she's been on the Birds of Prey recently. She's done lots of heroic things recently. But my question though is, why in the hell does she have a bat cowl on in this panel? Is that something that's going on? And I mean, she's in Poison Ivy. Is she wearing this and that?
No, she was dressed like Harley. She was dressed like as the typical Harley with a jacket and everything. Not like this. I don't know what this is about.
I'll be honest. If it didn't say Harley Quinn next to her, I would never have known this was Harley Quinn.
No, me neither.
I wouldn't have known who it was, admittedly. I'd be like scratching my head going, who the hell is this? But very strange. Maybe it's something in her book, or maybe they're just going for like a joke here where like, oh, I'm a hero now, I will wear a bat cowl because that's what heroes do in Gotham. I don't know.
But she's been on there for like, even during Tynan's run, they did that where Batman comes to her for help. Yeah. It's like, you're really going to come up? It's like, yeah, but she goes, you're like a psychologist. You're a psychiatrist. Like, of course they would come to you for help. She's
basically been on the heroic side at least since the start of the New 52, right? Like, ever since she's had a book since the start of the New 52, I feel like she's been a comedy hero character, not a villain.
Yep. And
so, like, they're strange.
And like with Lobo, I understand them going to Lobo because Lobo is he's an ultimate neutral, right? Lobo does what Lobo wants, right? So I get that it's Guy that comes to him. You know, and adding King Shark there, you know, King Shark's had like on the Harley Quinn TV show, right? He's had a moment and become like a fan favorite.
Yeah. I think
so. I get those, but yeah, Harley's been a hero. I guess the point is she's never been part of the Justice League.
I guess.
So adding her to there, as I guess, is the wrinkle. You know, but giving her this, you could have just given her the big mallet. I don't know what's up with the cowl, you know?
Yeah, very strange. Then it's all, and I'm not accusing them of using AI here, but it's almost like AI made a mistake and thought, am I doing Batgirl or Harley Quinn? Oh, it'll be a mishmash of both. that's what it shot out. I think Giganta's a fun one though. I like the idea of Giganta being on a hero team. I think that's kind of fun.
Absolutely, because she's the one that's unstable, right? Like she's, you know, it's the up and the down. And so we'll see how she reacts to people like not running in fear from her. So I think that could be fun. I like her introduction with Lex though. Lex is in the full, you know, LexCorp suit, but covering his face like Iron Man, right? And Starro's there with them. and she's poking in through the building with her big self. So
I mean,
thought that was a lot of
she
fun.
I assume is the one who like maybe like just put her hand in and made the hole. Like she probably just like put her hand in as a giant and made them an entrance. Is what I was getting from that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's the tease at the start, and then like I said, the middle's a lot of the like the cleanup of the KO stuff and setting up this thing.
Yeah. And they get into the idea that all the people that were involved in the tournament, when Superman won, he gave them all like the sense of like what do they call it? Like
Omega energy though.
Yeah, it was Omega, but they gave him like a vision, but it wasn't quite
that's
a
right.
vision.
Yeah, okay.
And,
now you're right.
it teases the Emperor Aquaman stuff, right? Because it shows.
Yeah, basically everyone gets like a vision of their future in some way, something they have to do to help in the coming fight. And for some of them, like Shazam seems to see a crazy evil version of himself because he's smiling like a maniac. Hawkman seems to have to take off his wings and burn them, apparently.
Yep.
So yeah, they're teasing this element to it, and this maybe is something that'll play out in JLU. I didn't hate the issue. I didn't love it either. It's just kind of okay. Like it's still suffering from being, oh, this is just the book that's used to do some cleanup for whatever else is going on.
Yeah, it's like the spine of the events, right? Everything comes out through this, and I don't want that to be like that. I want to see them all interacting, and we say this before, but like I want to see Stargirl teaming up with Batman. You know, that's why you have the Justice League Unlimited, is for stories like that, and we just haven't gotten anything quite like that. But I will say this is a step in the right direction. That even though it's dealing with all these other stuff and fallouts from things, I do like the idea that post KO, that Wade wants to play with the idea of rehabilitating these villain characters.
I like that idea, and if they became main characters who had full stories, that would be really good. I think my concern is, Matt, is that this is just going to be more of what it was before, but with more characters, because now all these villains are also included.
He's playing collector, right? He's like, oh, now I get Lex, now I get Giganta. Oh, they're in my collection.
Like the best issue of this book was probably the one that was all from Airwave's perspective, because it was one of the most. It was the only issue that felt focused. Because that's what he needs to do. He should focus on a couple of characters per issue, tell something meaningful with them, and then it can build to something with the whole team or something. I don't know. But yeah. So
yeah. Well, and then also you kind of skimmed over the reason that Batman consulted with Diana and Shazam was that Shazam has the wisdom of Solomon, Diana has the wisdom of Athena, right? So he wanted to look at it from that perspective, not just the numbers like he would do it, right? Or Batman goes with pure.
Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I said he talked to them. That's why he picks those two, is because they have these extra wisdom.
Right.
Powers.
However, that goes contrary to like how snippy he is towards Wonder Woman, right? When Wonder Woman is doing this talk about Superman, he cuts her off, and because of his strength, of his humility, and he cuts off because his weakness. And I was like, wait, why are you writing Batman like such an a-hole? Like I feel like after everything they've been through, he wouldn't talk to Diana like that. Like he wouldn't cut her off so unceremoniously. So like, a bit there, but maybe that's the point. Maybe we had to get to that that's why, because he was grumpy about having to make this decision and he doesn't know what to do, and him consulting with these other two. I did like that. Then he has to go to because of the wisdom. So that's Batman going, I need to consult with things that are bigger than myself, right? It's not just can't be Batman's point of view. I got to take in, this other stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, I went into this being like, oh, I'm not getting pulled back into Justice League Unlimited. And then I was like, God damn it, Wade. You pulled me in for a little bit, just to see where this goes. And if it ends up being more of the same, I'll have no problem cutting ties again, but for what it is right now, I'm interested at least.
So you're thinking of reading the next
yeah, I'm thinking about it. We'll see how it lines up. I mean, because like
this week's relatively quiet, so I imagine next month it'll be similar, and we've dropped JSA, so you're probably going to feel more inclined, to do so. But I can see it. All right, well, I guess we'll rate the book. I mean, they are, you know, as solid. It's better. See, if you told me Clayton Henry, it's better than I thought it was going to be if you told me Clayton Henry up front.
Yeah. Even Flex doesn't have a big, huge dome, so he's learned. I feel like we're going to take credit for that, Pete.
Oh, he's listening to us.
The massive foreheads. Yeah. He's like, these two guys on the internet, man, they're killing my art style. I got to rein this in. And he does. And it's very, like, sometimes house style gets thrown around as a derogatory term, but no, here, this is house style, and it looks very much what you would expect for DC.
And to be fair, there's a scale within that where there's good house style and like bad house style, and this is, I wouldn't say it's the great house style, but it's definitely on the positive side. I'm not displeased looking at anything here.
Like the look on Luthor's face when he's given this card, right? I feel like that is stereotypical Lex Luthor.
I mean,
and Henry got it down.
I mean, great house style at the top end is probably something like Ivan Reis or something like that. That's what, because it's house style. That's the kind of defined house style, but it is house style.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
you know.
Fernando Pesaren, another one.
Yeah.
You know, in that. So
yeah, so no, not bad. All right, Matt, what are you giving Justice League Unlimited issue 17?
I am going to give this a 7.5.
Oh, how close? I'll say 6.5. I was going to go 6, but yeah, I do actually like the idea with the villains. I am concerned he's going to just flub it like he has everything else in this book from what we read before. But at least now, I'm 6.5. It's it was all right. It was not bad.